What's up, everybody? Welcome to tonight's episode of the Not Your Average Mark Wrestling Podcast, night number 3 of our week-long build-up to Squared Circle Pro Pieces for Quitters. I am your host. I am the tutorial boss, Guapo. And this morning, Violence woke up and chose my guest tonight, the one, the only Bloodlust, Lilith Blood, Damian Blood. Guys, what's up?
How's it going, Guapo?
Man, I'm good. It's getting closer and closer to Pieces for Quitters. I'm starting to get pretty excited. Little concerned. Still haven't heard anything about certain match I have quite an interest in, and we're going to get to that. Before we do, we need to run a little bit of the card here. First off, before we get into it, how are you guys doing right now? Because I know the last time we talked, we were coming right off of Birthiversary and all the craziness that happened there.
Yeah, it's been a process trying to get this coward to agree to what we want. Because, he's scared. And, I mean, rightfully so. She has his number, and he knows it, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's understandable. Of course, one thing we've got to mention, this last Saturday, Lilith coming off a crazy win with Chasing the Cash. What a match.
That was awesome. Good.
I am still just blown away by how that crowd was Saturday night. Like, they were so loud and so into everything.
Even the little stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm still kind of mind blown about the response to something as simple as a go behind and waist lock,
It was crazy, and I cannot wait to get the video for this out. Excuse me, to everybody. You guys are going to love it. It's what you want from West Texas independent wrestling, and I expect nothing but just as much energy from Pieces for Quitters this Saturday night, Jake's Back Room. Let's bust into this card. So we've got a West Texas Tag Team Championship #1 contenders match. Now, this one's kind of crazy to me because originally, the Canadian Pit Bulls, they won their #1 contender spot. They're supposed to go against our new West Texas Tag Team champions, Los Crudos. But Los Crudos has decided that they want to renegotiate their contract. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, but it end us up with a match that I'm looking forward to, and that is the Canadian Pit Bulls going up against Downfall Cathedral. Both of these teams, just some of the best in the business. So I'm really looking forward to this match. Downfall Cathedral, of course, friends of the show. Canadian Pit Bulls, a lot of fun to watch anytime they get in the ring. What do you guys think about it?
I think they're lucky that we're not involved.
I've got a lot of history with the Pit Bulls. A lot. I don't really. Downfall has been, they came in right as we were on our way out. So I hadn't really gotten to work with them yet, but I've shared the locker room with them, and they're amazing. So, but yeah, I got a ton of history with the Pit Bulls.
I think it's going to be a good match.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that. It's hopefully it's going to be good old fashioned tag team wrestling.
Well, and that's what I like. And with the Canadian Pit Bulls, you get that little bit of comedy outside of the ring, but as soon as they hit the ring, it's all business. And
yeah.
Downfall Cathedral brings that Road Warriors feel every time they get in the ring, which that was my team growing up. So, I mean, I'm of course a fan. It was Demolition and the Road Warriors. That was it. That was what mattered. So I really am looking forward to this match. Then, of course, we've got the hair versus hair match. I'm not sure where to go with this. I know JP Nitro and JC Bravo have had their issues. They cut off JP Nitro's beard. And so they have this whole thing where JC Bravo is like, you know what? You want to fight me? That's fine. But if I win, I'm cutting Tara's hair. And JP's all ready to say no when Tara says, I bet you all.
Says a lot about how much faith she has in her husband. I get that.
The problem I have with this is if you put JP Nitro and JC Bravo up head to head, it's a good match. But when you're dealing with the Carnales World Order, is it ever really just going up head to head? That's my big concern in this match.
Well, the Carnales has shifted. They are not the same guys that we beat for the S.C.P tag team titles. They're not as good of people as we thought they were. They tend to go back on their word. Now they're doing, everything that they've been doing with JP. I mean, like, look, I'm not a fan of, some of the decisions that JP has made in the past, but like, you can atone for, you can make amends for bad decisions and bad mistakes. And I think JP's tried. And that's really all you can do. And now he's in this situation. Man, I hope that kid has his head on a swivel. I hope he's got backup. I don't an army of zebras. Like I don't know. But he's gonna need help.
And I agree. And don't get me wrong, I'm pulling for JP Nitro all the way in this. But Rick had told us on Monday, 8 years since he's been in a match.
Good Lord.
That's a lot of ring rust.
That's a lot of rust. Well, hopefully he's been up to 101. I mean, it's right there. So
yeah,
that's the hope. Well, hopefully he's found his proverbial oil can and is ready to take it to JC Bravo, because somebody is leaving that match bald. Whether it's JC Bravo or Tara, somebody's losing some hair.
I mean, on the plus side, wigs are popular right now. A lot of girls wear them all the time.
Why are you talking about JC like that?
I was thinking it. I wasn't going to say it.
Trust me, Guapo. You'll come to find I don't have a filter. If it enters my head, it's probably going to come out of my mouth. So.
Well, as we get deeper into this card and some of the more contentious matches, let me just go ahead and say, probably ought to put the kids to bed for a little while. We're going to have some grown folk talk.
Yeah, I can't even say that you're the one with the colorful mouth, because I dropped my fair share of language.
I think you're worse than me, and that's saying something.
Thank you.
We did it for those that weren't. It was a thank you, not just thank you.
I absolutely said thank you. That's quite the compliment.
So we go out of that match into a women's tag team challenge. First time putting them together. You've got Nova Phoenix and Angela Armstrong, both of them great competitors in their own right, and putting them together as a team, it's going to be something to see. But they are going up against the fabulous Free Babes. We've got Miranda Gordy. We've got Hollywood Haley J. If you have seen, what is it, Wrestlers, isn't it, on Netflix?
Yeah.
About OVW. Hollywood Haley J is all through that whole show. And she is going to be tagging with Miranda Gordy. They are the Free Babes, and they will be live at Jake's this Saturday night. This is going to be a hell of a match.
I have a feeling there's going to be some taters thrown in this match. There's going to be some hash browns and some French fries and potato soup. Like it's going to be rough. It is going to be rough.
Well, and I haven't had the opportunity to see Haley J wrestle live. I've got to see what I saw on Wrestlers, but when Equal Rights and Lefts, when we had Miranda Gordy, what a fight she gave. Like, there is no keeping this girl down. Like, she is a brawler.
Well, it's in her DNA. I mean,
Very true.
You don't get to be in the professional wrestling industry as a second gen and your last name beat Gordy and you not be able to throw down. I mean,
there is a certain expectation that comes with
True.
with a name like that.
When you're introduced to people as Bam Bam's daughter, then
yeah,
you got to come with it. Well, and Nova Phoenix and Angela Armstrong are definitely two of the ones to do it. Nova Phoenix been on a tear lately. Like she is just match after match after match. And then you take Angela Armstrong and scrappy. That's the word that comes to mind. Like she will jump on you and just beat your ass.
She's a little spitfire. She really is.
So you put these two teams together, and I don't normally I can say I'm pulling for this person. I think this team's gonna. I don't know where to go with this.
Yeah,
it's that evenly matched in my mind.
I think I'm just gonna be happy for the fact that we're gonna get a good tag match.
You know who wins this match? We win this match.
The fans.
The fans win this match. I really am looking forward to this one. Anytime you can see Miranda Gordy wrestle, I suggest you do it. And I just, like I said, it's so even in my mind. I couldn't tell you who's going to win this one. But sticking with the tag teams, we've got a tag team turmoil match. Certified wild card, that of course, Jeb Bingham and Draven Reeves versus Kay Daver and Killian Crow, who have just been killing it everywhere they go. Versus two members of the Gallery of the Damned to be picked by Lucas Scratch, who has an infinite number of souls in the well. Versus the CWO, the rest of the CWO, Emilio and Cholo. And it's going to work kind of like the six-pack challenges do. We're going to start off with two teams chosen at random. When one team is eliminated, be it pinfall, submission, disqualification, count out, whatever the reason, once a team is eliminated, the next team comes in until all the teams have gone in and we have a winner. So each team has their own thing going for them. Of course, certified wild card, Jeb's been on one and couldn't be more proud for him. Same thing for Draven. Draven's been out there proving why he is the certified go-getter.
Yeah.
So we got to see both of them in action this last Saturday at BCW, which, big thanks go out to Jeb. He was part of Team Guapo in a match that went really, really well for me anyway. But yeah, these guys are great on their own, and together they're showing that they have that cohesion that a lot of teams that are put together the way they were lack. Like,
right.
No, you can take two of the best wrestlers in the world. If they don't have chemistry, they're not going to make a good tag team. Yeah. And, certified wild card, they've got that chemistry. So I'm looking forward to see them in there. Of course, I can't say enough about Kay Daver and Killian Crow. These two, I had not had the opportunity to see them until they came to Squared Circle Pro. And since then, if I see anything, whether it be in Colorado or anywhere else, I'm like, okay, I need to check it out, because in the ring, they are assassins. That's the best word I can come up with for it. If you're in the ring and you're across from either one of them, they're going to kill you. That's what it is.
It's been amazing, the couple of shows that I've got to work closely with them and then with Kay. So awesome to work with.
I'm going to give them coming from me, I'm going to give them the most high praise that I can give. I want them in a tag match.
All right. Powers that be, are you listening to this? Because
them versus Bloodlust. Let's see what happens.
That's got money written all over it. that would be a hell of a match. Okay, Rick, I saw in the chat where you had subscribed for the 17th month. Thank you so much. Love you to death. Thank you for doing that. But listen, this needs to happen.
Somebody somewhere, book it.
That's right. Somebody somewhere, make it happen. Gallery of the Damned. There are so many faces that cycle through in the Gallery of the Damned that they are the X factor in this, because there's no way to prepare for who you're going to go against, because it's forever changing. So Lucas Scratch has gathered such a large group that he can surprise you with anybody. So it's going to be interesting to see who he picks. And then we were talking about him earlier with CWO. Emilio and Cholo, they know each other very, very well.
Yeah.
They have been tag team champs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So every one of these teams could walk away with this. No question about it. I know who I'm going for, and I think that's probably apparent. I'm going for Kay and Killian just because they're so badass to watch.
It's not official, but I like to call them Mile High Mayhem because he calls himself the Mile High Mauler, Killian Crow, and Kay is they, them, Kay Daver. Or they, them, Mayhem, Kay Daver. So, yeah, I Mile High Mayhem.
I like it. Used to be a shirt. Mile High Mayhem.
Make that into a shirt.
The next match makes me sad. I'm not gonna lie. It's a loser leaves town match. You've got Marquise Jackson, the Midnight Rider, who, like I said Monday, if he wants me to say the entire note card worth of names he's got, then he's gonna start paying me more. Going up against the Living Proof, Justin Taylor, and one of these two is gonna be done.
I don't really know how to process that match because, I mean, I know Marquise has not been exactly the best person lately. He's had some questionable moral choices, but he's always kind of been a pleasure in the locker room for the most part, you know. And the tiny bits of time that I've kind of crossed his path a little bit in the ring, he's solid. And I mean, what do you say about Justin?
He's the living proof.
Yeah. So
can you picture a squared circle pro without Justin Taylor?
Not really. I mean, there was a period of time, there was like a year where he was gone and doing some other things, but it definitely was not the same during that time. So, you know, I feel like I'm going to be sad no matter who the winner is.
That again, though, this is going to be another one of those, the real winner is the fans.
But are they? Because either way, we're losing.
We're losing somebody, but from a quality standpoint, from a what's the word? Sorry, CTE's flaring up. What is the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
You live in my brain. You mean to tell me you don't know what I'm thinking?
The quality of match is definitely going to be amazing. I think that's what you're trying to get at.
The in-ring is going to be top-notch. And if it was in the Tokyo Dome, it would be given 37 stars. So,
all I can say, I don't want to see either one of these guys leave. I'm a fan of Marquise Jackson. I'm a fan of Justin Taylor. I don't want to see either one of them leave, but somebody is leaving Saturday night, and they're going to do it on the heels of what is going to be a fire match.
Yeah.
So I
got to go out with a bang.
Yep, go out big. And speaking of big, it doesn't get any bigger than Gauntlet Armageddon. A match that both of you familiar with?
I've never actually been in a gauntlet.
Well, see, there's another thing we're going to have to fix.
You say that until somebody blasts you in the back of the head with a trash can.
Yeah, it is one of the few crazy creations of Rick Elsey that I've never actually been a part of. I'm always doing other stuff whenever we get to November. Like, it's just never We almost did it last year. But you know what? You know why we didn't last year? Because Gringo came out and caused problems for me and veered my path another direction. Go figure.
Yeah, he seems to be pretty good at that.
Yeah.
Well, we are doing it a little bit different this year. Rick made this announcement on Monday. This will be the first time that the Gauntlet Armageddon is intergender. So it will be men and women, and the winner of the match will go against their respective champion. So if one of the female roster wins, they'll go against the women's champion. If one of the guys win, they'll go against the men's champion. I think it's awesome. What's not awesome is I've only been able to get half the names out of Rick. Like he's holding them close, but listen to some of these names: Alluvio, Nate Collins, Clayton Bloodstone, Sam Stackhouse, Morgan Mercy, Elsie Mox, Stevan Remsen, Reggie Lincoln, SOS, Rob Boris, Bobby Munoz, Reza Clark, and the first two entrants, Brick Savage and Nobi Bryant. Not just Nobi Bryant, but a pissed off Nobi Bryant.
Yeah.
And they're going to be the first two in the ring.
Well, I think there's going to be some carnage until number 3 hits the ring.
So just picture for a moment, if you will, the carnage that's going on, and then you draw lucky number 3.
I don't want to. No, I'm good. I'm good.
That is the number I do not want.
Unless I come out with a AT-4 rocket launcher, yeah.
It is come as you are, weapons legal. So,
weapons are legal.
I think Jake's would have a problem if we brought a rocket launcher to the ring.
Where are you going to get a rocket launcher by Saturday?
Don't test my gangster.
By Saturday?
I grew up in a redneck family. Don't think I can't find one if I really needed one.
I'm going to laugh when you show up Saturday with like a howitzer. How do I get this in here? Somebody open the door.
The M16 machine gun.
But we also had the announcement of Hilda La Muñeca is going to be there as well. We got to see her at the last show. That's only half the gauntlet, and it's already going to be crazy.
Yeah.
You add to that, like you said, you can bring in weapons. I mean,
the fun thing about the gauntlet is you never know what the surprises are going to be. Like, to me, that's always part of the appeal. It's just like the Rumble. Every year we know we're going to get somebody, at least one person that's like, holy crap, I didn't see that coming, you know? Yeah. And it's the same with the gauntlet. Plus you get the surprise of, are we going to get any weapons? How crazy is this going to get?
I think Rick put it best when he said this match is a love letter to the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Because it works very much like the Royal Rumble. There will be timed entrances. It's over the top rope. That's how you get eliminated. Over the top rope, both feet have to hit the floor. Except that, if you get knocked out of the ring with a baseball bat, that's legal. I mean.
Well, now here's a thought. They really want to load this up. They need to bring Zach Gallen in. There's your default winner right there, because both feet have to hit the ground. I warned you I didn't have a filter, okay?
If you're watching the show and you don't know who Zach Gallen is, go look it up. It'll all make sense.
You can't kill Guapo live on the air, right?
Ratings, dude. Ratings.
Zach Gallen, if you're watching, the thoughts and opinions of Damian Blood are not necessarily the thoughts and opinions
of Not Your Average Mark or his wife.
Oh, y'all just gave me the New Jack disclaimer. That's the nicest thing anybody's ever done. Oh.
We try,
Calm down, I see you.
We do have a couple more matches. Of course, we've got our West Texas Women's Championship on the line. Misty Marks has been amazing doesn't seem like a strong enough word as West Texas women's champion. She has gone up against some of the best. They get her in a corner and she comes out swinging every single time. And she has held on to that belt every single time. She is definitely one of the greatest West Texas women's champions Squared Circle Pro has had. And she's going up against an undefeated in Squared Circle Pro, Nikki Chase. So there's a lot riding here.
Yeah. And those Colorado people, man, they're tough. Colorado makes wrestlers, so she's not going to be able to take an eye off of Nikki.
No, that's very true. We've seen Nikki against, people her size. We've seen her go against SOS, and as I said, she's undefeated. So
yeah,
it's going to be a hell of a match. But undefeated streak or not, you cannot count against Misty Marks.
No. Misty is definitely one of the most solid women that I've seen come through that locker room.
I
can tell where she got her training and that she actually listened and paid attention because, yeah, she's good.
She puts on a clinic from the time she comes through that curtain till the time she goes back through it. No question about that. And then, of course, we've got our Squared Circle Pro Championship match. Damo McCullough, the Thunderbird himself, going up against the American Tragedy Phoenix. Now, these two have been at each other for a while, but this one's a little different. This is a respect match. This is a match derived out of respect. So,
but those two, they tear it up every time that they get in there together. I'm really looking forward to that match.
I personally don't consider this one a match. This is going to be either I'm going to whoop your ass or you're going to whoop mine. Let's do it. Like, it's not going to be, I'm going to put you in a drop toe hold. No, it's going to be a fight. So I'm really looking forward to this match because I feel like that's exactly what it's going to be.
I feel like though that Damo is kind of on a path right now that he is going to be on for a very long time. I don't speak highly of very many people, but Damo has become one of my favorite people. He's just a good old cowboy.
He is.
I mean, he's a respectful man. I've watched him do things for fans, for the kids in the crowd, not necessarily our crowd, not the S.C.P crowd, but like, BTW. And, I see the way he conducts himself, and he is one of the guys that I don't think gets enough flowers. I hate to use that phrase, but I think Damo is going to do exactly what Damo has been doing, and I have a feeling he's going to put Phoenix down.
Well, and he may get mad at me too, mad at me about saying something about this. I don't know, but one of the things I saw that kind of goes into what you're talking about that I just absolutely loved was last year at a BCW show. I don't remember if it was during intermission or after the show, but there was one of the little kids, it could have been maybe 8, challenged him. So they had an arm wrestling match, which that young man won and then jumped up on the apron and grabbed the ropes and put a 1 up like he's been doing this his whole life. Like, y'all better watch out. I'm telling you, because when this kid gets older, it's going to be a thing. But it's the things like it's the interaction with the kids. It's the interaction with the adults in the crowd. And Damo's got that. He said something the other day in one of his promos, and then again in a post, he said that Texas is the last territory, and it belongs to him from Fort Worth West. So, and I can't disagree with that.
Yeah.
I'm looking over at the chat. It says still have 15 slots open for the Armageddon. I have a feeling my Saturday afternoon is going to be full of people submitting their entries. I believe you might be right
Probably.
about that, Rick. I can go ahead and take some worry off your plate. I'm gonna go ahead and forego putting in my submission this one time.
Hey, if you submit, I've got some tips I can give you.
Unless it includes that damn rocket launcher you were talking about, probably not gonna happen. One other thing that's before we get into the not so happy parts of this. One other thing that's going on. Of course, we know after last show and after what happened at the school, Baby Samoa has been suspended indefinitely. Brian Rage Rivera coming to Rick and to TJ begging to reinstate him. So I feel like Rage is going to be there Saturday. Baby Samoa's not supposed to be there Saturday. I don't know. Rick, I know you're in the chat. If you've got anything you want to talk about on that, let me know. But that, whether it takes place, something happens here at Pieces for Quitters, or something happens in the streets, or something happens at the school, these two are going to get together at some point, and it's going to get bloody. There's just no question about that. This goes way deeper than a match. This is very, very personal.
Yeah. Well, and I just hope that Samoa, it seems like he's going through something, and you know what? All of us do that sometimes. I just hope that whatever he needs to do to get himself through it isn't anything that costs him big time long term. You know, because I saw the video of what happened at the school. And when you're on a tear like that, you know, it's really luck whether or not you end up putting yourself in a position where you have some life altering consequences.
Yes. I just hope that Baby Samoa stops for 2 seconds and thinks about what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely not the Samoa that I've ever worked with. I've never seen that side of him, but I saw that video of the school, and I saw his video, and it was almost unnerving how calm and calculated he is.
Yes.
I think that scared me more than anything, that he was, I don't know, there's that uneasy kind of calm, and that's kind of where he was, and that's usually what happens right before somebody completely snaps.
Well, and to keep an uneasy feeling going, Rick in the chat says, we have spoken to a representative of Baby Samoa. He will be in the building on Saturday for an afternoon meeting with myself and TJ Mundell. We're trying to get this handled, but Samoa is not making it easy to defend him. So we find ourselves in a situation where Baby Samoa and Rage possibly in the building at the same time. I hope we have lots of security. That's, if they see each other, it's on site at this point.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to throw hands and just get it out of your system.
The problem is, though, this goes way further than we're going to throw hands. Like Baby Samoa came to the school and attacked everybody.
I gonna play devil's advocate. I see where Baby Samoa is coming from. I get it. I don't necessarily agree with some of the things that he's done, but I get it. I understand. Sometimes you've had enough, and when you've had enough, you either need to get violent or you need to get gone. I mean,
that's also
it is what it is.
I'm throwing it out there now to the world that also needs to be a shirt. Get violent or get gone.
We can make it happen. I'll put it on the list.
We are starting kind of a list, aren't we?
Yeah. I've got a notebook full.
I didn't mean to create a whole bunch of work for you. I'm sorry.
Well, that brings us to the time when we need to put the kids to bed.
Yeah.
Because now we need to talk about you guys and La Migra. El Gringo Loco, Chris Watson, Diablo Blanco, any grouping of it. I just, I know that they're a dangerous group, but their most dangerous member is the one I think that we're waiting on, and that's Robles.
Yeah, he is definitely him and Gringo, because Gringo is so calculated.
There ain't a hair on a testicle in that group because they have drugged this out to the point that I don't care if the match happens. I'm showing up. I'm punching Diablo in the face. I'm punching Gringo in the face, and I'm gonna hurt Watson just because I don't like his stupid face.
Yes. Not a Chris P2 not a fan. J Reb in the chat says Lilith better get them before Trump does. That's my boy Cameron. Yeah. But here's the thing. The rivalry has been so long lasting, and Damon, you kind of touched on this during your promo, your message. So I kind of want to go into that a little bit. For those who haven't seen it yet, kind of throw out there what you think the Gringo's problem is with you guys.
Like I said on my promo, I walked away a year ago because I needed to get away from the circus. I needed to get my head right. I physically 22 years of wear and tear, of bumping, of chair shots, jumping off of bars, stages. Like I needed to step away.
Understandable.
I had, a year to reflect and watch her because I wasn't there physically, but I was watching her back.
Oh, always.
I was giving her advice. I was trying to plant weapons in her bag for her. I mean,
that's where the fork came from.
Sometimes you just got to stab somebody in the face with a fork. But
on the list.
I had a doctor's appointment for a hip issue, too many missed leg drops. Work happened. I ended up having to call and cancel. And in the process of doing that, like I said, I had an epiphany. I know why Gringo has hated me since 2008, and I know why Gringo has hated her since 2008. Because the person that broke him in didn't see him for how Gringo sees himself. Gringo sees himself as this larger than life, almost cult leader, when in all actuality, he is turned into to borrow a phrase, an egg-sucking dog. His trainer, his mentor, the one that broke him in, Chris Youngblood. We, the Romeros, the Youngbloods, the Funks, like that is Amarillo royalty.
That is.
And Chris came to me one day, and he asked me if I would take the name The Renegade. That's a family name.
Mm-hmm.
And honored was an understatement, Chris was one of the few people that saw what I was capable of, that wasn't threatened by my presence, that was not threatened by my abilities in the ring by my abilities on the microphone. I mean, sorry, the kid tried to walk in.
I'm sorry. Hey, trade me places. I am so sorry, guys.
No, you're good.
Okay, she's out of here. Now I can say what I really want to say. He gave me that name. And I firmly believe, because when Chris dubbed me the Renegade, that was really kind of when, like, we didn't really dislike each other. We didn't really like each other, but there was no, animosity. It was just like, you do your thing, I'm going to do my thing, until I was given that name. And I think that Gringo is all in his feelings. And since 2008, he's never been able to get over the fact that he wasn't good enough to be past that name.
And I feel that's very, very possibly the case. I will say we got some information coming in from Rick right now. Says, I'm still awaiting any words from El Gringo Loco. I was assured by Matthew Robles' office today that they are ready to present demands and that they are certain Bloodlust will accept. But thus far, I haven't heard anything. We are preparing to host a tag team bout. But as for the specifics, they're still unclear.
Well, if you're waiting on Robles, we're going to be waiting until the 11th hour.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said what I said in my promo. We can do the match. We don't have to do the match. If I come through that curtain, I'm swinging on everybody. I'm punching people in the face. Referees may get kicked. I may headbutt babies. I don't know.
There's a really cool ring announcer guy that you should let get out of the ring first.
Yeah. Oh no. I actually owe the ring announcer for trying to step in and stop them from flogging my wife at birthniversary. So I owe him one.
I heard he's an all right dude.
Yeah, he's pretty all right.
I did want to bring that up though, and this goes back to getting really serious. At birthniversary, we everybody thought it was awesome. Damian Blood is back, but let's set aside the shock of he's finally back to why you were back. It was definitely something that was hard to watch. Lilith handcuffed to the corner and just being beaten.
Yeah, I knew that he had a plan because of the video that he released prior to that match. I saw, like I said last time we were on, I saw something in his eyes that I have not seen since 2010. I saw a gleam in his eye, and that's what made me decide, you know what? She will never ask for my help, but she's never going to have to ask for my help. Because when she needs me, I'm there.
And you were. It came in, cleared house, and that brings us to where we are now. Should we finally get to hear something from Robles, do you have a preference? Do you have, of course, I have no doubt you're going to end up with all, if you end up with one member of La Migra, remember, you end up with all the members of La Migra. That's just the way that works. Do you have a preference in the match?
Not really. I don't care if he goes and breaks people out of prison to get them, ex-members. I don't care who Gringo brings, because I know that it's going to be Gringo, and I know that it's going to be insert random jackass B. So I'm coming for a fight. Somebody, me, them, there will be blood spilled. I don't care. I am at the point. I am sick of having to duct tape and baling wire her back together after every show because of the crap that Flamingo pulls. You know, this is not going to be the bloodlust that everybody is used to seeing. You know, this isn't, you know, the bloodlust that went on that 4-year tear where we were never beat. This is OTB with her attack dog. And I'm going to sink my teeth into somebody.
I have no doubts about that. I can't wait for. Let me just be real about it. I can't wait to see this. Anytime I can see Chris Watson get his ass whooped, I'm all about that life. But there's an intensity with you guys and with Gringo that I haven't seen before. It's a dynamic that is worrisome because of exactly what you said. There is going to be bloodshed. And I don't know if Rick has enough refs to keep this under any kind of control.
Well, if we need to, I'm in tight with Jake's security. Me and Sammy are good. So
Sammy's
I mean, if I need to, I'll place a phone call.
Well, it's going to be wild. And here's the craziest part about this whole show. You know, take that match. You know, once we find out what it's going to be, how it's going to go down, like Rick said, we are preparing to host a tag match. So we're to the point where we're prepared for there to be a match. We just don't know what it's going to be yet. Just that match alone is well worth the $10 you're going to pay to get in the door to see this whole card.
Yeah.
Any one of these matches is your money paid right there. So I am looking forward to this. If you're in the Lubbock area and you have not experienced West Texas independent wrestling, this is it at its finest. It's not a family-friendly show. There will be language. There will be blood. If they say move, for the love of God, move.
Move.
You don't move or get landed on. That's kind of how that works.
Move or die.
Pretty much, yeah. Move or die.
I've been thrown into fans before because they didn't listen.
Well, I mean, I can honestly say that a lot of times you don't, at least the wrestlers tell you to move. There's the one time that I got caught in something like that, there wasn't any move or anything. It was, we're going to do a double suplex off the bar and land on Guapo.
And see,
me, it was me, my son, and like 3 other people.
Patrick and everybody sits. I aim for that corner where Patrick and everybody else from Not Your Average Mark is, because I feel like they'll appreciate it if one of us accidentally lands on them, and maybe they won't be so mad about it.
They don't. You guys don't seem like a Sue happy group. You guys are more like us. Like, yeah, Damien kicked me in the eye, and I got a black eye. Yeah.
That's not far off. Just got an update from Rick. Says, I just received an email submission for entry into the gauntlet. The Gallery of the Damned. No specifics on who or how many.
Oh, that could be very interesting. Especially depending on how many of them are going to be in, and how are they gonna are they gonna end up spaced apart? Like, oh, that alone, that one thing is a total game changer for the gauntlet.
It is. Because
I'm still picking Bobby V to win it, though.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fair to bet on Bobby.
Bobby and I have thrown hands many a time.
Y'all do have a lot of history.
We got a lot of history together, and him and I have become friends. And Guapo, sometimes your best friends, that bond is forged in battle.
Oh, absolutely.
And that is me and Bobby. I will go to war with that man anytime he asks me to.
Well, and I will say this about Bobby. Of course, Bobby, a friend of the show. We've had him on, a couple times. He's been in the chat with us a few times. And I've got to say, in this industry, for someone, I'm this big in this industry. I run a podcast. I get to do some ring announcing. I'm a little bitty part of this, but he's just as respectful to me as he is to Rick.
Yeah.
And that's something you just don't get a lot of.
No, you don't. And that's especially from as a true Texan, especially somebody from the damn Yankee states.
One of them damn Yankees. I have to she'll probably get mad at me for this. My wife grew up on the East Coast. And every now and then I have to kind of nudge her in the ribs and say, honey, your Yankees hanging out.
She tries to force feed you unsweet tea, doesn't she?
She's tried on occasion. She's finally given up on that one. Of course, there is the whole argument about sweet tea and unsweet tea, or is it unsweet tea, or is it just y'all?
You've been talking to Rick.
Yeah. See, the problem is we had dinner with Rick one night and that conversation came up, and now she and I have that damn conversation.
Yeah. There's also the bone in, bone out wings, nuggets debate. That's another one.
Rick in the chat, in all caps, there is no such thing as unsweetened tea.
But you could tell I heard the rant because we instantly knew exactly where you were going with that. We know.
Oh, yeah. Well, if I can't say it enough, if you're in the area, Jake's Back Room, Saturday night, doors, I believe, are at 5. We have interviews for our pre-show, and I believe the first bell is at 6. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rick, but I believe that's correct. It's $10. I know people that pay more than that for their coffee.
Yeah.
A day.
Yeah.
And this is way cooler than coffee.
Just a little bit cooler than coffee, because coffee makes the world go round, Guapo. Like, come on now.
See, I get that. I am an avid coffee drinker. I'm not a $10 coffee drinker.
No.
Give me my Folgers, man. I'm good.
Maxwell House. So yeah, I feel you.
And I've explained to people before. I don't. They tell me I shouldn't drink, because I drink my coffee black. I drink it straight. And people tell me you shouldn't do that. It's bad for you. And I explain to people I don't drink coffee for my health. I drink it for yours.
Yeah. People that drink coffee unsweet are a touch on the psychopathic side. So although my coffee is black with just a little bit of sugar. Other than that, you keep all that pumpkin spice, mocha choca bullshit away from me.
It's so funny that you said that, because Rick just said in the chat, I'd pay upwards of $10 for a pumpkin spice frappuccino. And as far as people who drink straight black coffee being a little on the psycho side, I'll have you know I resemble that remark. Well, guys, we've come up on that 9 o'clock mark. I want to thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. I cannot wait for Saturday. I can't wait to see what Robles comes up with. Can't wait to see you break Chris Watson. And Gringo, man. Like, again, the intensity between both sides. This is just, it's going to be wild.
To quote the late, great Jay Briscoe, Gringo, man up.
There it is. Yes, sir. All right. That's going to do it for us tonight. Again, guys, thank you so much. It's always a good time when you guys are on the show. Welcome back anytime you want to be here. Draven Reeves talking about that 4-way tag match. And then we'll finish the week off on Friday night with the trophy case Nikki Chase. So check the socials for times and everything. We will be back tomorrow night. Until then, I'm Guapo. That's Bloodlust. We're not your average marks. See y'all tomorrow night. Yeah.